settings. Welcome to my first ever YouTube live. I'm glad everyone can join me and thank you for coming along. Morning Benita. Morning Pam. Hope you're all well. Like I said, I'm really sorry for the delay in starting this morning. It was just absolute chaos because I'm not very technical and just trying to set up. So today I wanted to share with you this really lovely stepper card. I'm sure if you follow me on social media you would have seen it. Morning Benita. The quintuple stepper card, which is this one. I've gone ahead already and made my base just to save some time because it isn't complicated at all, but I just thought folding and all on live, it would just save me some time. Morning Kay. But this time, instead of just a quintuple stepper, I'm going to bring in this piece, this base piece, and make it into a quintuple stepper easel. Easels are one of my favourite cards and stepper cards, so I thought why not combine the two. So I'm just going to share the products with you today. I'm using the clangers die and stamp set I got from Craftalong. Got about a couple of months ago now on the £5 sales before they announced the closing down sale. So I got the two sets and I haven't used these at all. I did also get the paper pack and the ephemera, but today I'm just going to use the stamps, and I've done my own background and I've done my own piece for my easel, which I will share with you in a second. And the stamps I've used are the three little clangers. We got the suit dragon, and I've used the three little froglets. So this is going to be a Father's Day card from my children to my dad, because my son asked for something a little bit different, and I thought, do you know what says I love you more than a cute little cartoon character card to their granddad? And there's the other two little froglets. So for the base piece to my easel, I actually used the moon die, which is on this set, so that moon there, and I just stamped that twice, and I like the sentiment that says love you to the moon and back. And I thought, and because my dad always says it to my children, love you to the moon and back, as does my mum, so I thought that was really perfect. And then instead of finding papers, I created my own background for the actual stepper. So I just had a panel piece, which actually is the same size as this, which measures 7 3/4 by 4 3/4, and I just inked it up using my prism inks. I've used the royal blue, the Air Force blue, just to create the sky background, and then for the moon I just used the dove grey. Now I'm not sure if you can see, but it's just got that ever so slightly sort of really light grey, sort of milky grey haze to the moon. And then to get the star effect on this, I used the star stamp from the same set as the moon and just cut it. I have cut my pieces ready to go on to my panels. I have done a video for the actual stepper. If you haven't seen it, I will link it in the description box below, so please check it out if you'd like to have a go at making one. This is just a piece of 8 by 10, and as you can see, you just draw a grid on the back, and there's a little bit of cutting and scoring, but once you get into it, it's actually really simple, and it's actually currently my favourite stepper card. And then the part for the easel again is a piece of 8 by 5.5, and I've just scored 1/2 inch, put it on that side. So on the 5.5 inch side, score 1/2 inch, and that's going to attach on to my stepper. So we are going to score this and attach this first. I know it's a lovely size, so 8 by 5, and it will fit into an envelope, but I'm probably going to put it in a box because I'll show you how it folds down later. Even with a little bit of dimension, it does fold down really nice. So I'm just going to attach my red liner tape, only so I get maximum adhesive, because there's nothing worse than part of your easel card or any card falling off. If you've got any questions as we go along, or there's any problem with my sound or anything, please put it in capitals in the comments, because I am looking at the comments and I will see. And if I can answer, if I just miss any questions, I know the lovely Simone and Benita in the comments, and I'm sure they can answer anything that I've missed. I like to use, this is Clal, I've just filled up this hunky-dory glue with Clal because it's a bit smaller of a pot, and I'm just going to put a little bit of glue across here just to give me some wiggle room. I thought if I assemble the card first, and then we will get into the little bit of colouring I've got to do. And I thought we can have a chat as I go along. Good thing is with the glue, it does give me time to just manoeuvre it slightly so I get it perfect. This is the only tricky bit. I'm just going to give this another burnish, just so my stepper pieces are all nice and strong. And as I worked out recently, I don't actually need a stopper for this easel card, because I've used Hunky Dory Adorable Scorables. So that's 350 GSM cardstock. 300 would be fine, but it just holds its own, so I didn't need anything. I will be adding some gems to act as a stopper, but you really don't need it. So as I said, for this piece, for the moon and back, is 7 3/4 by 4 3/4, and this is just going to stick on my base there. I did think about using sort of a silver mirror card in like an 1/8 inch increment, because I normally like to go down in 1/8, but I feel like this just makes it pop. And I just feel like I don't need anything else. It is a lovely set, Pam. I'll be honest, when I was prepping last night, I was thinking how far I've come in a year in my card making. I've been crafting for 20 plus years, but I actually was just stuck to die cut toppers and pattern cardstock or pattern paper. A year ago I never would have created my own background like this. I had loads of stamps and I barely used them, and now I'm creating everything and I feel so proud of myself. So to go across here, I'm doing a full length piece just so it keeps in with the background. So this is a piece of, again, 7 3/4 by 1 3/4, and I've just marked my back because it's all the same patterns, so I just know what's going where. That's going to go on there. And then for these 4 pieces, 1 2, the little side steppers, you want pieces that measure 1 1/4 by 2 3/4, and they just go on there. Now for the middle one, it is 1 3/4 again by 2 3/4, and that's just going to sit there. And I'm going to use my collal just to give me wiggle room again. Has any one person inspired to make my changes? Do you know my changes in using stamping, Kay? Then yes, I've been watching a lot of videos by Sam Calcott and Simone and Benita, and I just think I could do that too, so I just pushed myself. It was more of a confidence thing. But I must say, Sam from Mixed Up Craft, she is, watching her videos has really changed my card making so much. And so much so that I actually do 3D projects now, and that's something I never did. Make sure I got this the right way. For these ones, I've put right and right too, so I know they go there, there, that's the left, and that's the left too. Let's get these stuck down. We still have glorious sunshine in Wales, so I've got my windows in my conservatory and my door open and my fan on because it's so hot, but I can't complain. But because it does give rain next week when children are on half term, which is completely normal, especially seeing as the circus is in town as well. Sam has definitely elevated our card making, Simone. I'll do a wonk there. Actually sat last night with the baby, I say the baby, she's be 2 in September, watching the clangers on CBeebies so I could get an idea for the colours. And I did grab one of the ephemera pieces here out of the pack, so I'm using that exact stamp, so I've got the colours as a guide. Slightly. And there, let me turn it around to show you. There is the sort of stepper pattern pieces there, which I really like. I really like the inks as well. I know they do look a little bit patchy, but I did plan it that way this time, just so I got 2 different colours. So the Air Force blue and the royal blue, just so it does really look like the night sky. I'm going to put that aside, and we're going to get into the colouring now, and I'm going to start with the 3 little clangers, I think. And I've got myself a piece of cardstock just so I can try out my colours as I go along. So there's nothing worse than thinking I'm going to use a colour, putting it straight on your picture and realise, no, that isn't what you want. I'm just going to grab all my pinks to start with. That one's definitely too bright. Perfect clanger pink. Just need something a little bit lighter now for the ears. Perfect, I think we'll go with these. So these are the Creative Craft Products markers, and I'm using the 135 Pale Cherry Pink and the 196 Pale Light Pink. Morning Deborah, how are you? Thanks for joining us. The step persimmon is hand cut, so it's the same one that I made on the video that's on my channel, the quintuple stepper card. I did it by hand and I just found it quite easy actually. Once you get into it, it's a really nice easy card to make. I was actually watching a hobby maker, and Amy from Hunky Dory did it last week, and I actually couldn't follow along with it. I was just trying to watch her and work out the measurements and I could not get it, and then I found an old video by Louise from Iced Images, and that's where I actually managed to pick it up, because she just did it in really simple terms. It was just a lot easier for me and my brain. I didn't say, but I have stamped my images in the VersaFine Onyx black, and I'd let dry overnight because I just really can't get on with any other inks. I even tried yesterday using the Spectrum Noir Harmony quick drying black ink, and I just couldn't get on with it. The VersaFine seems to be that and the Prism inks really aren't my favourite. VersaFine really does give a nice crisp image. And if you leave it for a while, I really don't find any problems with it. I think the clangers and the Soup Dragon are going to be the longest for me to colour, but I wanted to do it live because I prepped everything else by hand, and I thought, let's colour live, because I find colouring really relaxing. I always have done. As a child I used to get my colouring book out and just sit down and colour. Just realised I've missed a clangers in the ear there. Oh, wrong one. That's what happens when you leave other colours out. I think I can pass this off. We're lucky I got in there quick. There. I actually live by a rugby club, behind a rugby club, Kay, and they've got huge trees, so I'm always hearing birds. Sorry to some people if you find it annoying, but I've got to have my back door open because it's so hot in here. quite often I get little birds in my garden, robins, magpies. I think we get everything. I'm going to have to try the VersaFine Clear Nocturne ink. I haven't tried that one yet, Simone. You might also hear the odd baby babble in the background. She is going out for a little walk now, but I can just subtly hear her through the conservatory closed door, just babbling and squealing. Definitely need to colour more as well, because I really enjoy it and it just brings your cards to life. So does everybody have like a favourite card making technique they do then? I mean, my favourite currently is stamping and colouring. This is something that you really, enjoy doing with your card making. Oh no, Pam, rain. Oh, we've got rain coming Saturday. And it's in time for bank holiday weekend and half term, as I said. The rain is coming here, which is such a shame because we've had 2 glorious weeks. I'll go with this again because it's looking a little patchy. And I can see, I know the clangers are little knitted, sort of crocheted sort of creatures, but the only thing I find, and it could possibly be my colouring skills, that sometimes it's a little bit patchy and I need to just go back over it. So now I'm going to find a nice blue to do these. I'm going to use this one. It's not as dark, it was quite bright actually. I do love how the clangers all have different colours, sort of like warrior outfits, sort of their little outfits on, they're all different colours and I love that. need to bring this pink back in quickly to do the fingers. Do little clangers, little hands. Number 75 is perfect for the clangers purple colour. I really like this one. This is actually my favourite purple out of the whole set. Oh, thank you, Simone. Yeah, we got the rain coming as well, which is just, I think our good weather will probably be gone as well. Like I said, the circus is in town for 2 weeks, so it's in the next town up from us next week, where we're going to go and see it, which is like a 15-minute drive. And then it's in the town down from us, but because nothing ever comes to that town, so I live in Pembroke, and it's going to Tenby first and then Pembroke Dock, and nothing hardly ever comes to Pembroke Dock, so it's going to be really busy. And because my son has additional needs, I just think it's going to be a lot better. We always go to Tenby, and it'll just be better for him. It's going to be less sort of crowded. And I know he'll be calmer then as well. And this is the first year we're taking the little ones, so I thought, well, we always go to Tenby, so that's the perfect place to go. And we'll get like a chippy tea or something first then. Because hard to believe, in one town, so Tenby is a seaside town, and there's about 4 or 5 chip shops within walking distance of each other. At least 3 of them do cater for allergies, because she's got a dairy allergy. And if all else fails, McDonald's isn't that far away, so I could grab them something there. Because again, it was really, because my son had an allergy as a baby, and it's really surprising that McDonald's are actually really good for catering for allergies. Need to bring that purple back in for that middle clangers here. Going over that, and like I said, just slightly put the purple on there, so I'm going to try and bring it away from that. This clangers here is like a nice, number 24, that'll be this clangers here, that's sort of like orangey brown sort of colour. And a nice sort of yellow. Too bright. Perfect. The number 38. I'm hoping she'll grow out of it, Simone, like my eldest one did, but her reactions are a lot worse, so I'm not very hopeful. Bless her. We tried the, what they call the milk ladder, and she seemed, I thought, oh, she's doing okay. But she had delayed reactions, like a day later, bless her, she was covered in hives. And it was more like a build-up then, and then she obviously had all the other tummy pains and everything associated with it, which really wasn't nice, bless her. Whereas the biggest one, he never had the sort of tummy pains. He was, well, say he never had tummy pains, he suffered with constipation because of it, but he was more like chesty. I've heard about the lactose tablets. There you go. I can do a little, I'm gonna, still got an orange bow on there, but I'm gonna give my clanger, because it's to represent the little one, so I'm gonna give it a little purple bow. And change it up slightly. Then we thought these would represent my dad in the middle, Miss Big Boy there, and little one there. So that is sort of their little family then. That's going to stick on the card. But it's right. I don't have it down there. So if they're walking on the moon, I think I will. Just like up slightly. Leave that there for now. So let's get into the soup dragon. I'm going to grab another piece of the ephemera, just so, and I'm going to do the, I think this is the baby soup dragon actually, so I'm going to colour in colours for the baby soup dragon. We want some yellow. Back in this pastel yellow, which is number 37. That was a nice one. I'm bringing the lime green for the, which is number 175, for the sort of darker green spots. I have the pale green for the all over colour, which is 59. Perfect, and I'm going to use the jade green 176 for the feet and the sort of tail part to this bit here. If you're enjoying my life, please hit the like button. I'd really appreciate that to just help try and grow my channel more. I mean, I can't get over the fact in a week we've gone from 15 subscribers to 65 the last time I checked. So big thank you to everyone for subscribing, and to Simone and Benita for helping me promote my channel and giving me brilliant tips. I really appreciate it. And bring this green in for the all over sort of dragon colour, which is the pale green, number 59. Thought I'd do this before I do the spots. Because that way then if I do slightly go over a spot, I can bring the colour in and just highlight over it, hopefully. She says. Very hopefully. "17 more subscribers, Benita. That's amazing. Well done." And my actual Facebook page is growing as well. I'm at like 470 followers now. And that's sort of grown quite quickly recently. My thing with colouring around these little circles, there really is, it's quite tricky. I'm doing it the best I can, just to try and hide all the white. I think that's what's grown my channel as well, Benita. Not only just Simone sharing and really giving me lovely shout outs, but I took the tip from Simone of sharing in all the groups and posting my link each time I share something, and I think that's really helped. I know, I quite enjoyed watching you do some colouring and Simone yesterday morning. Benita, I love watching people watching colouring, it's really relaxing. I agree. I need a red for the tongue, I just realised. Perfect. So I'm going to use number 11 Carmine, I think that is. Let's bring in some of my green for my spots and the sort of head. I'm trying to get the colours right on this as much as possible. Seems like there's a little cluster of green here. And down here. The trickiest bit is getting all these greens. Once I've got the greens, I know exactly where I'm going for the yellows. Yes, Benita, I did the quintuple stepper card. I did on a YouTube video. It was the one before my bouquet of flowers easel. I will link it in the description below. There's no template, but they did it on the video, and I showed you how to draw the make the grid. I've actually got a template here, which if anyone wants it, I can take a photo and share it on my Little Rabbit Designs Facebook group. That's my template, and I've got all the lines and the score numbers written everything down. If you'd like that, I can pop that on for anybody. Just let me know in the comments. It is a really nice card style. No problem, Pam. I'll pop that on my Facebook page. And then you could see the video for the actual instructions on how I did it, and I will link that in the description box below. And if you're having trouble following along with the video, please feel free to message my Facebook page, and I'll happily message you with the instructions the way I did it. I'm happy to, help anyone to have a go at it, because it's a really lovely card style. And once I got the hang of it, once I got my head around it, it was really easy. Do the green on the head, did I? Started, I didn't finish. Classic me. Also, if you can't find it on YouTube, if you go to my Facebook page, Little Rabbit Designs, the photo of the quintuple stepper, which was the Father's Day card version with the little guitars on it, that has got the link. I'm sure it's got the link direct to the video, but I will post it directly into the video anyway. But I will also put the picture of the template on, because templates are really nice to have. I actually find that myself. It's nice to have. That's why I actually make a template of every more complicated card or my steppers or anything with extra folds. I always make a template. I also write it down in a little notebook, but I make a template so I can actually go physical template, then I can go back to it. And there's a little soup dragon. I did write down my little froglets need to be blue, yellow and red. Let's bring in the yellow one first. Yeah, it's nice to have a template, just so you can sort of think, yeah, right, definitely, I know I'm going right. There's the yellow one. A red one, which we're going to use the number 11 again, because that's quite a nice vibrant red. And then blue, so let's bring in a nice blue. I'm going to go with this blue. It's a little bit darker than the blue I used on the clangers, so it just sort of, and it doesn't just blend in with the background either. Doing quite well for time actually. I've set aside about an hour and a half. Oh, thank you, Simone, for sending Pam that link. And that is all my colouring done. I'm going to bring back in my stepper card. I'm just going to decide where. I think we're definitely going to have the clangers there. I think we're going to have the little froglets. I was calling them blobs until I actually realised their name. At the top there, I think. All three of them. And the soup dragon, I'm going to put on double foam pads and have him just sort of tucked behind there. So I've actually got these smaller foam pads today. They are the Creative Craft Products one I picked up on Craft Stash closing down sale. And they are actually perfect because they've got that smaller sort of foam pad as well. Which means I don't have to cut for the little froglets there. Close my back door because it's cool enough in here now, so I know people will still probably hear me with the windows open, but just for a little bit more considerance. So let's bring these little blobs in. I'm going to go there. I'm going to go blue in the middle. And yellow. And I was saying to my husband last night that the froglets, not blobs, froglets, I keep calling them blobs, the froglets represent him, my mum and me sort of watching over the three of them there. I did say that my mum could be the soup dragon watching over, and then my husband was like, I don't think your mum would want to be, you know, represented by a soup dragon. And I must admit, I think I do agree with him. Oh, popcorn's my favourite. Just gonna add that so it does look like they're perfect. So it looks like they're walking on the moon. And then with the baby soup dragon, so I'm going to put them on double foam pads. And I'll hold it up before I stick it down just to see how it looks. I think that looks okay. And you can see sort of just there. I think that looks really good actually. I'll definitely be using this stamp and die set for some more cards because I really like it. Now I've used it, I'm like, ooh, because when I bought it and then I thought, would I actually use this? And then now I've used it, I'm like, oh yes, I do really like it. So let's stick the baby soup dragon there. That is all my little stamps now stuck down. And I've got some ephemera. I was going to stamp another sentiment and I thought, why not use the ephemera? So I've got a I want to say. I thought it really ties in. I'm going to put it above them, or sort of here, or maybe by the soup dragon. Love you to the moon and back. Oh, thank you, Deborah. Thank you, Simone. Thank you, Benita. That's okay. Now I've got these little stars, which I actually got from Craft Consortium with the Nativity paper pads, and I thought they're just going to look perfect because moon and stars all go together. And I'm going to add some in here, and they are going to act, hopefully, as, make sure I take one with the backing on, as a little stopper. If not, I'm going to have to think of something else, just so we can see the love you to the moon back. I just need extra stars because I still can't quite see that sentiment. Single star for here. Push that back slightly. What to do is just gently give this a little burnish without doing a soup dragon, or underneath and anything, I think. Oh no. Oh no, sorry froglets, I didn't mean to pull you off there. Ah, that's better. Perfect. You can tip it up. You can really see that sentiment now because that stops there. Really got the love you to the moon back. All the characters. I'm really pleased with how this has turned out. And I'm really impressed that I've stuck within I'm just under the hour and I'm finished, which I'm really proud of myself. I thought, because colouring does take a while, and I really wanted to do that live. And thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it, especially for my first live. So I am planning another one again soon, and I will keep uploading different tutorials. Oh, hang on, Sven, that's actually a really good idea. I think I will pinch a blue one and put that on the moon. I need some more foam. Thank you, Simone. Absolutely perfect. I'm just going to move the other little one over. Let me tip it up so you can see. That actually looks even better. Thank you for that idea, Simone. I really appreciate that. That's actually just made the card now. I think that was, now I've put that there, I can see it was actually missing something. So like I said, thank you so much for joining me on my first ever YouTube live today. I mean, I have done a few Facebook lives, but YouTube is actually less stressful to sort out. So I will be making some more videos now, because next week I probably won't be doing live because it's half term and my husband's got a few days off, so we're probably going to do lots of different things, but I will be uploading some of my videos, and so keep an eye out on the card making groups on my Facebook page. So I've got a few different ideas sort of circling around my head right now. I need some more thank you teacher cards, and I'm actually doing a masculine thank you teacher card for anyone who wants to watch that video, because it's not very often. These days you don't really get many male teachers. I think it's always been a female dominated sort of area, so I've got a nice masculine thank you teacher card in mind. So like I say, keep an eye out for more videos, and I will advertise when I'm going to go live next. Thank you so much everybody, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye!